Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're going to carry on with the links that go between the eccentric straps and the valve rods. So you got the rods here. That's looking down on the plan. So we got 4 of those. That is the eccentric straps there, so they're bolted on there, going through to the link. Going through to the link. Then from the link, it gets joined on to, here's the link assembly there. The link goes inside there. So we got 2 each of these to make. You'll notice we got 2 of these and 2 of those. They're 2 different lengths there. So what I'm going to do is going to start off with those. So I've got some 1/4 inch by a 1/16 flat, which I'm going to do 4. The holes are the same distance apart. 4 of the flats. Then the round we put in the lathe. We'll drill a hole through it. But what I'm going to do there, I'll just see if I can find a pencil. 1 minute, bear with me. So what I'm going to do here, where you've got the metal, where you hole through it, the round with the hole through it, what I'm going to do is drill my round with a shoulder on it. So the hole is the right size through the round, and the hole in the flat is a little bit bigger. That way then when you come to silver solder these little bits on, they're located in the hole. I mean, that's not the scale, that's a load of rubbish there. Right, so I'm just going to get some Dicom on me flat and start marking them out. Right, so I got a little bit of Dicom on there. Just got to let that dry before we can mark it out. Right, so I've marked these. All I've done is marked one end, one hole. What I'll do is when I put that into the milling machine vise, I'll do one end and then use the digital readout to move over 2.5 inches to the center there. Right, so let's get these in the milling machine and drill them off. Right, as you can see, I got this in the vise on the milling machine. Got a center drill in there. I'm just going to mark that first hole. What I do. Now I got to find a drill to go in there. Right, so in the little round parts we needed a 532, and I've gone a bit bigger because I'm going to turn the round parts with a shoulder in. Right, that's that one done. And I'm going to move that over 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches. There we are. Right, so do the same again. I think this time I'll put a smaller drill in first before I put this drill in. Right, let's put this little drill in first. Right, that's that one. Right. Lovely. So that is one drilled. So I've got a 1/4 inch round, and I'm going to turn a little shoulder on the 1/4 inch round so it just fits in there, and that'll keep those located while I silver solder. Right, I'll just get on and do the other 3. Right, so there is the 2 pairs of these made. Now what I'm going to do is get my 1/4 inch round in the lathe and turn those up. Right, I'm just machining the shoulder on the 1/4 inch round to fit in the hole in my little flats. A little bit more. Once I get the right size diameter, it'll be the same for all the others. I want to get it as tight as I can because then it'll be more accurate when I silver solder them in. Oh, beautiful. Right, next thing I'm going to do, drill the hole in there. I'll just set that to 0. So if I do move that out, I can go back to 0. Right, center drill. Yeah, I'm going to have to move that anyway, and so that's the center drill. I'll just find the right size drill for that. Right, 532 drill going in there. Right, that's lovely. I'll just sort out now the pattern off tool. Right, so I've set that 732. There we are. Right, that's the first one. I'm going to make 7 more now, 3 more that length and 3 slightly longer. So I'll just get on and do that, and that fits in there nicely, look. It's a good fit. Lovely. Right, so don't know if you can see that. That will be what it'll look like when they're silver soldered in together. And that's the other parts there in my hand. So they'll be ready now to silver solder into all the flats. Before I solder these, I'm going to start making this part here. This is where your eccentric straps are going towards the link. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to find some 1/8" flat, make the end plates which bolt on to the eccentric strap. Right, so I'm just going to take this down to the thickness of the eccentric strap. Right, a little bit more. Right, this is the last cut. Just get a eccentric strap. I'm sure I got my measurement right. Perfect. Right, so we take that out of there. Right, so what we got to do is make 4 plates that bolt on the end of there. So I'll just put some Dicom on here to mark the centres of the holes. I'll drill all the holes first, then just cut them into little pieces. Right, so I got some Dicom on there, just got to let that dry, then we can mark them out. Right, so I got all of these marked out on here. That's 5 because we got 5 eccentric straps, but 4 of these is for the valve eccentric straps. So now I'll get this in the vise centered up and then we can drill each hole. Right, so I've got this all lined up centrally this way. I've got that set up there, so I'll just drill that first hole. Right. Now we're going to put a 4BA clearance. Beautiful. That's one. I'll just put the center drill in there and then move it over. Right, move that across. Beautiful. Just put the 4BA clearance drill in. Right, so that's one of the plates drilled. Now I'm going to move it along, drill the other 4. I don't think you need to see that. Once I've drilled the other 4, I'll get back to you. Right, that's all of those drilled. Now I just got to cut them out, and I did allow a little bit extra one side of the line, allowing for a saw cut. So I'll just get those cut. Right, so that's the 5 little pieces made, and they will go on the waste shaft straps on there. So the next piece we got to make let's turn that light off. Don't know if you can see that. Is that bar there? Now I've cut 4 pieces at the minute. We've got to machine these 3/8 wide where it goes on that plate there. To 5/16 of an inch there, which there'll be a U there. I'll just get the other piece of paper if I can find it. And then we've got to make 4 of those U's, and they're drilled through, and they're going in a block which slide in the link. So that's the next job. Machine these down 3/8 to 5/16 over that length. Right, as you can see, I've marked these plates out. That's 3/8 to 5/16, and I've got one set up here in the vise to machine down to that line. So that is what we're going to do. I think that can go one more little pass. Right, just move that up the other end. Right, just take that out of there. Right, so that's machined 3/8 to 5/16. Nice. I'll just do the other 3 and then get back to you. Right, that was the last cut of the 4th one. Move that over there. Take that out of there. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they've all been machined. Three-eighths wide there, 5/16 there. Obviously this drawing is not to scale. The original drawing is starting to come apart at the creases, so I've taken a picture and just blown it up. Right, so that's that plate's done, these 4 done. The next thing, I'm going to have to make a little jig to make the U's on the end. So I got some 3/16 round, and I shall tack that on the top of some 3/16 flat, make a jig so I can stick the end of the bar in and heat it up and bend it over. So that's the next thing we're going to do. Right, so as we've got to make these U's, I've made a quick jig. I've got some 3/16 round here, and I've made a jig so that I can heat up my metal, drop it in there and bend it over the 3/16 round to make the U. So that will be the next job we got to do now. Right, so I've set up here to bend my little U's. Right, it should go in there. Bring that straight on over. I've got a clamp here, which I'm going to clamp that in to make sure he's nice and tight against there. Beautiful. And that bent nice and tightly to there. Let's just knock that out. There we are. And then I can trim that to length. I'll do the other 3. Get back to you. Right. So there's the 4 U's there. What I can do now, I'll cut these to length and drilled when I've silver soldered everything together. So that's the next job now. Silver solder all those little bits we've made together. Right, so we're set up here to silver solder these bits in. I'll just do that. I've already put flux around the parts. Beautiful, that's 1. Two. Right, that's 1 of those done. I'll just do the other 3. Right, that is those 4 parts soldered together. Next thing we got to do is set up the other parts with the U. So I'll just do that. Right, you can see I've got this set up here. To keep that and that square, I've put one of the back plates on some studs on one of the eccentric straps, and that's holding that square. And I've got that butted up to it and it's all in line. So we'll just get some solder on that little joint there. Once again, I've already put some flux there. Right, there's the silver solders running there beautifully. Turn that off. Just wait for that to cool down a little bit, and then I've got to jig that up so that the U bit is in the right place. Right, you can see I've got these jigged up here, 2 together, so that U needs to be roughly in the middle of the 2 eccentric straps when they go on the link. So we're trying to get that silver soldered in. It's all in line nicely, all fluxed. See if we can get that soldered on. Beautiful. Just let that cool down. Right, so that's one U done. I'll just jig up and do the others, and then I'll get back to you. Right, that's 2 done. When you look at the drawings, and these are on the eccentrics on the crankshaft, the link goes in between those 2 U's. So anyway, so I can get this video on today, I'm going to call that for today. I'll get this video on, and then by the time the next video comes, I'll have the other 2 of the U's and rods all soldered up together. And then we'll have a mock-up of the parts here. What I've got to do is measure from the back of that plate to drill the hole, and then trim these all off nicely. So that's it. I'll get this video up, and I'll get these finished for the next video. So please subscribe to my channel and join me as I build a 2-inch scale Fowler Showmans traction engine.